Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a commentary, a review of a game in the preseason 8 because with the runes, pretty big changes are happening. So sustains might be a little bit different. Right now I'm in the resolve tree secondary into inspiration. Just testing some things out. So we start off blue buff, got bot lane there. Save the E for last. Always get a better leash, it seems. Do wolves. Save smite for wolves. Come up to red next. This is pretty much the path I take, like all the time, really. Um, very good path, and we get pretty good sustain from it too. I mean, with the leash we got, I mean, we're pretty high up there. 600 health, first clear for a tank. It's pretty good. I see Xerath is overextended, so we're gonna try to make a play. But there's no play to be made. So, he's got a lot to push in. So I'm just gonna go grab race while I can. Go up to do Krugs. Next best thing, always be farming. Poppy's a little pushed in right now, can't do much. I decided to check for his camps. I figured something would be up. Drop a ward just so we can see him. Take the plant. The plant is going to show that I'm there. And it's the blast cone, so he couldn't. Singe says we can get a gank on Poppy. He does have his flip, so alright. But he ends up tanking 2 turret shots. Nothing really productive comes out of that, unfortunately. But now mid's asking for another gank. We're gonna try it. Xerath's pretty close to me. Waiting for him to clear that last minion and come a bit more. Come out. I have to use the Q in the beginning there because I have to save up for his. Since he's so far away from me and he's so close to the turret, if I don't use the Q immediately, then it doesn't matter whether he has a flash or not. I won't be able to catch up to him and get the stacks or get any of the CC that I need to. So I had to use the Q there to catch up to him, or else there would be no time for it. I saved the E for after his barrier wore off. No need to be impatient about that. Grab the green smite, grab the ruby crystal, control ward, and switch to the sweeping lens. It is looking to me that with the talisman buff, grabbing the ruby crystal before boots is really good. This is actually the first game that I ever got the magical footwear, so I can't buy boots yet. So I bought a cloth armor. I really didn't know what else to buy with 300, but I figured the armor would be better for clearing. 300 gold, not much else I can buy with it. So Xerath overextended again and moves top. So I'm looking to make a gank here. I got level 6. So I come in. No need to use everything. I miss my W, so I have to use my ult right away because I know I won't get the stacks of the E down. So unfortunately I misplayed it. And I had to use my ultimate. It was looking like I was going to use it anyways, but there was a possibility that if I played it better and I landed both stacks of my W, I could have got the E. And then if I absolutely had to use the ult, I would have. But in this case, I screwed it up anyways, so I didn't have much of a choice. So we gotta go back to farming after you get ganking, unless we're looking to secure objectives or anything. You might as well keep farming. Got a little 2v2 heading on here. Right there, I should have used my flash, and I should have just flashed behind Amumu. I had my E on him, right? So it's not like it's a skill shot, it's a point and click. So I could have just flashed the Xerath, been on the other side of Mumu, and then just eat him. Probably would have been best scenario, not dying. Because unfortunately, I feed Zerath red buff, and he ends up getting a kill. So, I pretty much indirectly caused Lux's death there. But we got boots, which is nice, especially the enchanted ones. And I'm looking to make a play bottom, and then I realized Draven has double BF sword, so that might hurt. And I don't have my ultimate up yet. But if they overextend, I'll try to do something to help bottom out. But they're not there. I'm not going to waste my time with it. Go back to farming, get into sustain, presence on the map. Moomoo's bottom. So after this, we're going to come down, help them out. Caitlyn backs off. They're pushing pretty good. Moomoo's there. Lux is coming down. See if we can make a play here. They go after Sana. I fly in. I get the ult on Draven because that's the primary target. TP. Caitlyn gets caught up and then nailed by Poppy. Lux is looking pretty bad, and I got quite a few people to get through. I try to get a Mumu, so now I can. I know I have the damage for it. I can just tell by how much damage I'm dealing off there. Not too worried about Veigar with no mana. Worried about Poppy slamming me into the wall, so I just flash away from it. Not taking my chances on that. Stick around a little bit because I kind of want to push him off. A little tricky. I use Smite just to help clear the wave. A little trick I do is when there's like 2 CS left and the turret shot's about to kill the last minion, or the second last minion, I smite the other one so that they're like, oh, we can push a few more auto attacks, and then you smite the minion and it's like, oh, like never mind, and you take a few turret shots on the way out. So pick up Merc Treads this game. They got 3 sources of AP, quite a bit of CC, so yeah, I figured it's better than just Draven getting the auto attacks off. I can fix that. Got the Cinder Hulk increase. Got some more vision. Giving the blue off to Lux, but she's pretty low, so I decided to take it. Once again, we're going after Zerath. Gank's nothing special. Just kind of waiting for him to get in a better position. Kind of this slow. So I go in, I drop the ward so we can see it. E-waste barrier. We get the kill, so we push after to punish. So the minions will go into the turret and deny him. There's quite a lot happening bottom. To be honest, I don't even know what the hell is happening. But there's not much I can do about it, so I'm just going to try to help Lux push. Fortunately, Sejuani is an awful sieger. But I figured I might as well try to get at least the outer mid-turret down. There, I tried to intercept a Mumu, but I couldn't. So now we have him tied up. A lot of CC between us and Lux. I know I can kill a Mumu. Keep going with us two there. And I save the Q on the way out. And then we bump into Veigar. Actually, that's an interesting little point right there. Usually we say save the Qs, or I say save the Q for their escape. But in this case, I try to save my Q. Although now it's off cooldown. But like I didn't want to Q him right away to get him to be dead sooner. I wanted to Q away to get out of the turret range sooner. So I just saved it. I knew we didn't need to use it for the extra little bit of damage. 60 damage it provides. So yeah, always be thinking of the utility that the Q can provide and not always about, oh, like, I'm gonna use the Q to kill him rather than an auto attack. You might need to tank an extra turret shot, but in the long run, you're probably gonna tank less by just queuing away rather than queuing onto them and killing them sooner. Zerath pokes me down a little bit. I think I got a decent chunk of gold on me. Yeah, 1200 gold. It's more than enough to go back and buy some nice items. Get a giant's belt. Okay, so I left with 600 gold. You can actually sell your refillable potion. And I could have picked up, like, anything. Since I picked up the cloth armor earlier, I'm kind of pigeonholed myself into losing a spot. But I could have sold that and at least bought like another ruby crystal to get into a Kindle gem. So definitely a big error on me. Always sell your refillable potion, because now I'm saying, oh, this extra pot or 2 pots is worth more than a ruby crystal at 15 minutes in. Like, we don't really need the sustain, so it's fine with selling it. So I see Xerath's a little overextended. I know we have the burst for him. More than enough. Veigar deletes Lux, and there's nothing I can do. And once again, Xerath was playing on the far side of the map, or of the lane. So I had to use the ult in the beginning to even catch him, similar to how I had to use the Q at first to even catch him. But in most cases, you want to save the Q for their escapes, or you want to save the ult for after your E. But if they're too close to the turret like that and you need to get them right then yeah, not much you can do about it. Not much really happening. Alright, so I'm just kind of sticking around. I know that they might push up. I'm a little worried about someone coming up this way. Just saving my smite for the end. I gotta dance around Veigar's stun. Catch Draven pretty good. It's a good snare by Lux. Xerath's pushing mid, so we're trying to get him, but he's a little too fast. I'm not really feeling like chasing that, so we might as well just push. We know a movement, pop your top side, Shin's dead. Won't really be able to siege against Xerath Veigar, so I just go right back to farming. Not to mention the minion wave is still at our turret. Get some vision down. I know since we lost our outer turret and our mid outer turret, the top and mid, sorry, they have a lot more freedom now to roam in our jungle. So I figured put the ward down. We can kind of see where their paths are crossing. This is pretty good vision too. I don't know who put that down there. I think Sana, but that's definitely getting the top jungles having vision. It's pretty nice. Right now I'm just kind of bullying Amumu. I know I can't die and I can do damage to him, so that's all I'm trying to do. But it turns into an actual full-fledged fight. So I knock Poppy back and I throw the ult on the turret, trying to finish her off. And I get her somehow. I'm not quite sure how. Get ready for this game. There's going to be a lot of fighting in this game, I can guarantee you. So we get Xerath there. Little flash over. And this is one thing, as a Sejuani player especially. Holy crap. You have to always be aware of when you can engage and when you can't. So right now, like, we have the player advantage. And I know that Singe is coming down. I think he's doing the Rift Scuttler, but he's coming down. And like, I am going really aggressive here because we're losing this game, and we're losing bad. Like, we are 6k gold down pre 20 minutes. Like, we have to be making plays, or else we're just gonna like bleed out. So this is the kind of mode where you really gotta start amping it up, and you gotta start making the plays. I would rather go down making aggressive plays at this point than like trying to sit in the back and bleed out. We don't have a crazy great late game, neither do they, but it's going to be an ugly scenario late, and I don't know what it's going to turn out to be. And with that much uncertainty, I'd rather just try to be really aggressive. Burn a TP. I was not looking to 2v1 Draven anyways, so nice we got the TP burned out. But now my team's coming in, and I should be pushing, but I'm not. I should be pushing up there and getting in front. I was just talking about it, making those aggressive plays. And we could have already been fighting them by now. Like, this could have happened way closer to our turret. But it still turns out to be fine. We get Draven. Burn his GA. Why he rushed GA second, I don't know. I guess because he had a second BF sword. I had to buy it something. Xerath's looking to get Caitlyn. Keep farming, keep farming. Always be doing stuff and making sure they don't have vision on me. I know Xerath was in river with someone else, so a little nervous about him popping up. We finished Warmogs on our last back. Upgraded the sweeper at level 9 as soon as you can. Ski, push. Alright, let's go back. Speaking of aggressive plays. Fortunately, we can't see it from my perspective. Can't see everywhere where I was looking. Which would be nice. So I see Dravens up here. I know that they don't have, like, a tank, like, other than a Moo. Just like, okay. And they don't have anyone that's gonna, like, burst me. So when I see carries, I'm calling him a carry because he has 11 stack Magi and he's 6 and 1. When I see carries and squishies out like that, don't be afraid to jump on them if your team can follow up. My team's not really with me at all, but like I'm level 13. Like I know I'm strong, so I just really don't care about them. Like I'm being pretty disrespectful, but like since I'm ahead, I have to be the one to be like initiating making these plays. I got Veigar to ignite me. I'm not gonna go any further than that. Don't need to. Poppy's coming in. Even just making little picks like that, you might not get a lot of gold, but you kill a lot of their pressure. Stuff's going down. Moomoo's pushing me away. Zana ults, instantly gets deleted. Just me and Caitlyn now. And I'm trying to posture up and get rid of the minions. I get a smite, can't do too much else. Singe comes running in. And I'm on Poppy. I should be with Singe, getting the back line as much as I can. But unfortunately, I did not. Singe gets a kill onto Xerath, and that's about as far as we get with that. I have a lot of gold. I should have, we should have all went after the Infernal. Because, like, I have my ult up, and, like, Poppy used her ult. I think Veigar used his ult on Sana under the turret. Like, there's just a lot of stuff where if we went for Dragon right away, we probably could have contested it. But since I kind of went back and kind of was like, oh, well, I should go for Dragon. It's like, oh, too late. And I just ended up wasting more time. So I should have been more decisive. Since I'm 7-1-7 out of 17, like there's only 3 kills that have happened without me, so really not much is happening unless I'm involved, and I gotta try to accommodate for the damage on my team. So Iceborne Gauntlet, it's like really snowbally. I don't personally. Okay, well once again, Draven was out of place, so you have to be that person that kind of like toughens up, gets their hand dirty, and just starts initiating all these fights. Yeah, Veigar one-shot Sana. There's not much I can do about that. He has a point-and-click ult. But just making like those engaged plays when you see something like that, like we can go back and oh my goodness, we can go back and we can look at it pretty heavily. My last point was Iceborne Gauntlet. I don't really promote it too much myself. I don't use it in my playstyle, but it is definitely a viable option on Sejuani. And if I have like 4 or 5 kills really early in the game, like pre-15 minutes or something, even just picking up the Sheen is a pretty strong item, and it's a good peeling item too for later on. So I know Poppy's top. Sin's just saying he's coming down. Alright, so it can be a 5v3. I don't know where Moo is, so it might be a 5v4, but I see 2 of them, and I know Draven doesn't have QSS or anything, so like I'm pretty close to him. It's not a very hard ult to hit, and I just get onto him, and then we can just all follow up after that. And it's when you see those little windows of opportunities where they're like having really poor positioning, or they're just kind of in places where they shouldn't be, as Sejuani, especially when you're this fed, like punish them for it. You need to take advantage of mistakes like that. You need to be able to identify it, and then you need to be able to make the decision on whether it's best or not to go in. And like right now, like a Moo, there's 4 of us, and Poppy's coming in, misses her ult. Moo's actually pretty tanky, and I was taking that turret for as long as I could. I should have E'd a Moo. I should have E'd him, but I didn't. I was too worried about the turret. If I did, we would have got the kill. I made a mistake. right now I'm just kind of checking for wards and stuff. I'm waiting for my Warmogs to pick back up. And I got enough of it to pick back up. And tried to finish Poppy off there and help my team out. But I'm sure I made another mistake right there too. I probably could have went in earlier. Or rather than sweeping around here, I probably could have just went down here from the side and came up. Because we knew that they were either dead or they just got... they just respawned. So they wouldn't be in a too threatening position. Like, it's not like they would all be in this area anyways. They would still be leaving their base. So I probably should have done that. Me and Caitlyn are trying to seize in the tower. And we know that they were coming, so we were trying to leave, but then Poppy TP'd in. Caitlyn's looking pretty bad right now. She's not. Well, I mean, Poppy was on her, so the odds of her living was pretty low. It was a pretty bad scenario for both of us. Unfortunately, she's squishier than I am. So even with my ult, it doesn't take much to kill her. Draven's coming down. Holy crap. If it was not for this sauna, I would have died here. Oh, clutch. Clutch. Poor Draven. Oh my goodness. Well, that makes up for the 2 kills that we didn't get at the turret. So I believe I'm going for Stoneplate after. There's so much fighting in this, and Stoneplate itself is a good item. It's just a really good pickup. So we're wave clearing. I jump onto Draven. I don't care. I know they can't one-shot me. They can't kill me. So I might as well just play really gutsy. Instead of play style, I'm gonna need to come back to the game. Now I'm getting out of there because now it's a little too much. But unfortunately, I overstayed. We don't get too much after that. And in fact, we actually lose the bot lane in it. So we got 2 top. Dragon's gonna be up at 50. Fortunately, it's not much we can do after that. We're not really in a position where we can straight up fight. I mean, we're down so much gold now. Like 8,500. Well, not quite, but we see Poppy's bottom was singed. Probably have enough for Stoneplate. Yes, we do. Yep. And we get a control ward. We gotta get ourselves down there now because we know that they're there. Unfortunately, we didn't have vision controller set up, and the dragon spawned for quite a few seconds, so it's probably gonna be done. So we back off. And now they're kind of getting us a little bit of a pinch spot. Throwing on the Xerath ult, and throwing down the Draven ult. Pretty good AoE they had in that little corridor there. We're just skipping wave clearing, and we're seeing that they're going for Baron because there's not much else they can do. So just kind of peek over. I'm trying to get over there as fast as I can, as I do a misstep. So I'm just waiting to use my Q over, hopefully. Poppy comes, pushes me back. I'm still watching for the Baron's health. They're peeling off except for Amumu. Wow, they're doing a lot of damage. Poppy's trying to ult me. Oh, and that would have been pretty good. But she's still trying to hold me back as best I can. I see that Lux is gonna ult. So I just immediately flash over the pit because I know it's going to be a big burst of damage with Lux's abilities. Singed has quite the heyday in their backline. We finish off Poppy. But unfortunately our backline lost their lives, but it's most important that there wasn't really anything we could do. Our lanes are being shoved in. So we go back, try to balance our lanes out a little bit. We're still behind in gold, so this Baron isn't a Baron where we're going to be able to make a lot of offensive plays. It's not going to be a Baron where like, okay, we got Baron, guys, everyone group up and push. Like, we're still pretty far down on gold here, and we weren't the ones looking to get Baron. We just got Baron because they were doing it, and it was mainly to deny them a bit rather than secure it for us. So, like, I'm farming jungle even though I have Baron buff. There's just not much we can really do now. We still have to hold out for a little bit and hope the gold gap closes. Or at least gets closer than 4K, 5K it is right now. So our bot lane inhib's gonna come up. We saw Moo was waiting there. We didn't really know what he was doing. Poppy's top, so Sin tries to make a play. So, with that, once again, see Draven's out of position. Start the fight. Poppy's TP's coming in, so we get one of them. So it's like, okay, everyone like back off. Let like Sana get back up. Like we have to attend the bot inhibitor. Like we still have Baron buff. Just play it cool. We don't need anything. We don't need to force anything yet, right? Because we know, like I just said earlier, the gold is still pretty decent. So if we can just kind of hold on for a little bit, because the gap is closing, then that's what we should be doing. So Sana and Caitlyn are going back. Caitlyn actually decides to come back in. Doesn't make it to the fountain. Lulu gets a pick on the Singed. Singed died, unfortunately. I popped Stone Plate to get out of there because they're actually doing quite a lot of damage. Trying to help out, but I can't. Didn't really want to go back to the fountain entirely, but I do. I was hoping Warmogs would be enough. Draven's here getting the inhib, so I just pounce onto him first. I know he'll probably get the inhib, but I at least want to make him pay for it. So we get him down. I have my 2 carries on him, so I leave because I know that they can secure that. So I come here to try to get any other ones, and I turn over, and holy, do I spot him. So I know I'm really strong. I know I have my team as backup, so I'm making the push because it's one of those points where, like this is an opportunity where we have a chance to get a lot of gold here. So we really have to kind of have like that I don't care mentality of like we just gotta push through it. Like now's the time. Like go 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 go. So even though, oops, I should have got into the pit, but that's all right. At least I cut off the top side in case she didn't make it out. But that was definitely not what I was trying to do. But yeah, it's one of those things where like we lost both inhibitors. We got to pick onto their like 80 carry who's being pinged on. And then I peek over the wall and I see like they have like 3 carries right here, or Moo 2 carries. And it's kind of like, yeah, well at this point, like when is another opportunity going to arrive after? Let's say nothing happened and we just let them walk out of the base. They're probably just going to send like all 5 top, and then we won't be able to attend these 2 inhibitors, and they're going to get the turret, and then when they come here, the minions will crash into these turrets, and they're going to push that in. So it's just kind of one of those games where like you're being pushed back, and the more steps back you take, the bigger the hole you're going to be in. You just gotta kind of start moving forward at sometimes. You can't always be retreating. Unfortunately, it's like mainly experience that will dictate that type of shot calling. Because before I was saying, oh yeah, we have Baron, let's not push. But then right there, it's like, oh, we're 2 inhibitors down, like we gotta make a play now. A lot of people compliment Ty for his shot calling and stuff like that, and that's just gonna be like macro knowledge experience. Like he is 20 million times better than I am at shot calling and identifying those scenarios on those kind of razor edge moments on, oh, we should be doing this now, and then like changing gears, you know, 30 seconds later and saying, okay, no, we have to do this now. But unfortunately, that is a big part of Sejuani and tank junglers in general. Just being able to have those little shot calling moments. So I got the Spirit Visage because of Xerath, Amumu, and Vagar. I don't really care too much about Draven, and Poppy's not doing much damage. Stoneplate, we're fighting a lot. Warmogs, it's good. Iceborne, I was snowballing. Cinderhulk, we always get Cinderhulk. And I got Merc Treads for the CC and the MR that I will need it for them. So Caitlyn sets up her traps. Really hard for them to siege when that's set up. And at this moment, we just kind of want to chill back a bit. Baron's going to be up, so I know they're going for that. And earlier, I dropped a ward onto Baron. And I don't know where they are, and I still don't know where they are. Okay, yep. This is the thing. If they don't sweep Baron, and we know they're not at Baron, then there's no point for us to face check. If we can see Baron still up, why would we bother going over to see where they are? We know they gotta be somewhere we can't see them. But we don't care if they're all just sitting in this bush or if they all sit in this bush for the next minute. It doesn't matter because all we want to do is interrupt them when they start Baron. So if they're not doing Baron, they're probably in this area and there's no reason to face check. And yeah, like they were waiting roughly all in this area. Like if one of us face checked or Sana face checked, it would have been 4v5. They would have started Baron. Now we would have been down a player. But since that ward was on Baron, there's no real point as to why we should go in. And then we start seeing Draven's hitting it. Alright, now we know at least Draven's there, and we saw Poppy, so at worst it's going to be 3 people we're running into. But we get over, I get the smite. I mean, I'm a higher level than he is now. And it's like pure pandemonium what's going on here. I'm just trying to survive, throwing my E's down as much as I can. The rest of my team's just going crazy. They're all on the back line. I'm just soaking up as much damage as I can, popping Stoneplate around 3, so I get the additional effect from it. Really just doing as much as I can to survive and pull all the attention to me, because even if I died, that's okay. I got Baron. A lot of the stuff that they had would have been burnt on me, and my backline can now move up safely and just start dealing the damage. So I take red buff. There's only one of them up, so I'm not too worried about like anything that they got. Like what's gonna happen? Is Xerath gonna hit me? Like okay, he's not gonna kill me. Way too tanky for that. So I just take as much of their stuff as I can. Not a big deal. I know I do go AFK briefly.
Blue team's turret has been
yep, and I come back. I buy a elixir because I'm already max itemed. So, we're starting to group up, and now we have the gold advantage. So, we have the gold advantage, we have like our inhibs up, so now this is the time where we got Baron, and even though it was to deny them it, we're in a good enough position where we can group up and use Baron, whereas before, that Baron was kind of more of like a time buyer, whereas this Baron is more of like a game-ending type Baron. So they say they see Draven on the map. I wasn't looking at it, but alright. So we're going back over. We don't need Draven backdoor and taking 2 inhibs. That would just suck. And then Draven just flies over and uses flash. And we're like, oh, okay. Not quite sure what was going on there. But Draven's dead, so I ain't even gonna bother sitting there. 4v5. Poppy's up top. So I know that if we find somebody, it's gonna be probably a 5v3. I see a Mumu and Vagar. A little tempted, but I'm just gonna try to delete as much of the vision as I can. Deny them as many things as possible. And at this moment, since we had such an advantage in members, and just in like gold with the Baron, that when they were trying to defend that turret, they should have just given this up because there was nothing they could do to defend it from us. But they didn't, so I just went in and just ulted whoever I could. It didn't matter if I hit a Moo, I prefer not to, but if I hit Xerath or Veigar, I don't care. Either one. And it was at this point where they shouldn't have been trying to defend the inhib, because if they lose the fight, they probably lose the game. And that's exactly what ends up happening. So, primarily just showing that there's going to be some moments. This isn't like mainly a micro game for Sejuani. It's more so just kind of like a tank review, in the sense of like the decision making on, oh, okay, like you can see that, like, oh yeah, their tank's gone, or they have one person top and one person bottom, and us 5 are mid. Like, okay, now's the time for us to engage because we have the numbers advantage. It's finding those little picks and being like, just understanding when is the time to be going in and when is the time to not be going in. You know, we got Baron. Alright, we don't have enough gold lead to do anything. Let's just kind of chill back and hold Baron. And then we got Baron the second time, and it's like, wow, we actually have like a gold lead. Like, now's the time to press the advantage. Good job. Same thing with those picks. We lost double inhib, and it's like, hey, we have to make a play now, or else they're just gonna like end the game 5 minutes from now. Whereas before, when we were just kind of bouncing around a little bit, there's gonna be some like cases where I could engage, and I decided not to because I felt like it was unnecessary. And it takes really just a lot of practice, a lot of gameplay, and watching a lot of pro play. Not necessarily streamers, but also like LCS, LCK, any of those professional scenes, LPL, and just listening to the commentators and having them be like, oh, like they're doing this because of this, and trying to understand the game in like a macro sense of, when somebody on this team does this, what does the rest of the team do to react to it? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully there's at least some little things of advice for everyone in there that you can try out, and just be thinking of those things next time you play. Any jungler that has, well, I mean, Sejuani would be good, but any jungler that has a really easy engage tool, and just be trying to evaluate the situations as soon as you can, like as fast as possible, and then making decisions off of it immediately without hesitation. So, with that being said, hopefully the video was good, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.